I recently saw this video where it talked about you have to have a personality to be successful on YouTube, but what happens if you don't have a personality? So I want to have a quick chat with you before I get going to my class. This is a strawberry milk that I made. Obviously we're going to be getting ready, but I do want to talk about some shopping that I do where I go shopping to make it affordable. Ballet is already super expensive, so why make the clothes that you have to buy more expensive? And also motivational tips as far as going for your first class. I know a lot of you have always been inspired to go or have dreamed to go or recently have wanted to go. I think you need like a little bit more of a push, so that's what this video is going to be. Actually I have to be heading out in a little bit, so let's see how fast I can make this video. Oh, and then before we get started, my name is We're All Gonna Die on YouTube. Really helps when you like and subscribe or leave a comment onto this video. That engagement, that notification, YouTube takes it as a positive and starts promoting my channel on the sides and even on the recommended page. So if you want to see more content like this where I create a community for adult ballet dancers, help me out if you can. I was originally gonna do a lookbook for this video, but things happen. I thought Get Ready With Me would be much more helpful for a lot of you guys because I had such great feedback. The lookbook is gonna be for later. Basically, when I go shopping for ballet pieces, I love an all pink, I love an all pastel. Ballet has so many incredible different color combinations that could make up the ballet community, but personally, like my personal favorite is pastels. And that's gonna motivate me to exercise, and why not? I actually wanted to talk about something else too. Honestly, I was going like so 4 times or 5 times a month, right? Ever since the holiday started, I just like stopped going. It was overwhelming and I realized I saved a lot more money. So that's another thing, like ballet is expensive, but it's like the experience, you know. Obviously like you could not avoid going to the gym and save yourself some money, but also it's like, what do you get in return? Typically for a day like this, I'm always like in a rush. It really just like takes me like 10 minutes to get ready, and I always do my hair pretty bad. If a real ballerina is watching this and they're like, dude, you cannot, like my teacher would never. That's the thing about like adult ballet, they're not like super strict about your uniform a lot of the times or how you dress. Let me take you shopping. So right now I was planning to go to Dorothy's, but they ended up being closed. Instead, I went shopping because I was already out of the house and I went to Victoria's Secret. But actually, I just want to show you, I know a lot of you guys had questions on where to go shopping, whether or not you want to shop online or not. I'm going to show you the online option, and this is where I like to check out mostly. It's either here or Amazon, and it's called Discount Dance. This is so similar to the shawl that I keep talking about that I want to get. This is sort of what I'm looking for. This is super close to Natalie Portman's sort of shawl. The only thing that I'm like, what about, is the fact that this is literally $22. Like, why? Normally I don't have luck on finding leotards at the local shop that I have. This is obviously not the color I want, but we're looking for a white cinched leotard. Natalie's is more like deeper, but you can see here, like this is a crazy discount, I would say, for what you see in stores at some local shops. Another sort of little leotard that I was looking for was another pinched one similar to what Natalie has, and look at this price, you guys. I think this is great. I feel like I'm normally a small to a medium, mostly a small in most things, but for these leotards I'm definitely not a small, perhaps a medium or a large. I want to find sort of like a leotard that's lower in a scoop like Natalie's. I'm not really having any luck for that, but definitely for a leotard you have more options when shopping online. Currently parked in front of Dorothy's dance shop. This is normally where I like to get my ballet stuff. I want to show you clips of like me inside and stuff, so that if you've never been to a shop like this, or you never did dance prior, you didn't know where to go, I'm gonna show you some pieces and some things that I bought before like my first class and stuff, and just like I'll give you like a little mini tour, because I remember the first time I went in, this was before I had scheduled a class. I just like knew where I was gonna be going. I scheduled the class, I went in, and the guy was like, oh, did you need any help finding anything? And I was like, why the f am I here? So then I just like turned around and then left, and then I had to like get the guts to come back. So this is just gonna be showing you what is inside.
Is 21% off, so I'll put that in there for you. Okay. And it'll be $30.79.
Yes. Camera flexible. No, I did this video where I started adult ballet, and There's a lot of people online that like had really good feedback. Oh, okay. I think it was because of like the new show that came out or something like that.
Oh, I think there's something to it.
And then people just want me to keep going.
Oh, that's
and
cool.
I guess they find it like motivational. You can actually take it with them back. Oh, okay.
Welcome. You have a great rest of your day.
Thank you, likewise. Guys, we scored. I could never find something like this so simple at the stores. I guess you gotta just keep going. They even asked me like why I was filming. Like I just went in there super chill with the camera. Sometimes I feel like it's good to kind of get them involved. Before I start getting dressed, because I need to do that. Another thing that I wanted to talk about was, if you haven't seen my last video, I'm facing like a health situation and I kind of wanted to talk about it here because I think I will eventually make a video. It's kind of scary. I had oh my god, I feel like I'm getting like closer to my body to comfort myself. I had been showering a couple days and I felt a lump in my breast and it was just really scary because I didn't know what it was, and actually I'm going to go to the doctor this weekend, but I feel a little bit better knowing that there are other things that it could be besides, you know, the obvious. But it is painful and it's pretty large right now and it's causing kind of bruising, so that's pretty serious. I don't want this video to be like super emo or anything like that. I feel like no one really talks about this, so I just wanted to discuss that. I'll give you guys updates as when that comes along, but I do want to just talk about my health. I eat pretty healthy. I know like when I've lost the most weight, I was always eating like a handful of kale, or like kale that was like a large, or spinach or whatever, greens that was larger than the actual food that I was eating. We're gonna go ahead and change it now. This is what you guys have been asking about. This is Capizio, by the way. I also wanted to show you like tights that I wear. I wear the ones without, that you can take off or you can leave on the tights or whatever. I'm like running late, even though I said I would get like ready an hour before. How did this end up happening? I have a little sweater. My pajamas over there. Can anyone else relate? Get the shoes from your local dance shop, not from Academy. Now quickly, we're just gonna do our hair because that's the next thing that I have on my list before we get going. I was gonna do a little bit of makeup, but like I think this is fine. You're gonna sort it out anyway. As I'm doing my hair, I'm gonna do it really simple because I don't really care about having it look a certain way. Two things that I wanted to talk about. One being finding motivation to go to your first class. If it's your dream, that you've like something that you've always wanted to do. As you get older, especially for adult ballet people or whatever, sometimes it's a little bit easier to get over like the judgment just because, you know, you're older, you've already dealt with that several times or whatever. In these classes, honestly, like everyone is pretty supportive. No one's really judging you for stuff like that, honestly, for like not being a pro or whatever. Like no one there is a pro. A lot of the adults there have like injuries. They do ballet just because they like it, or it's a form of escapism. This is actually not how I do it, but I'm actually trying here, by the way. I guess I can do a video solely on motivation. I don't know, it's also easier to like laugh at yourself like the older you are. There's not as much pressure as there is for like actual dancers. It's gonna look bad, I already know. There's not as much judgment. There's not as much pressure for you to be like the perfect prima ballerina, just because like no one there is, you know what I'm saying? Also, the teachers are pretty helpful. If you have this fear of going and being judged, like maybe try to reframe the wording, which is something that I've talked about before in the comment section. Reframe from thinking like you're gonna suck to like thinking like this is like something you've always wanted to do, or you've wanted to do for however long. Maybe you've wanted to do it since like, I don't know, 2 days ago or whatever, and you feel like you have this urge to try new things for the new year or for any time of the year. It's good to try new things as an adult. I wasn't worried about the judgment just because I'd already been trying a lot of new things. What I tried to tell myself was more like, I'm gonna go in there and try to have fun and learn more about my body. Just have fun, like laugh at yourself. I honestly didn't know what I was doing. I still don't know what I'm doing. Oh my gosh, this kind of looks better than it did yesterday, but it still kind of sucks. We're gonna put these on. They're gonna mess up my hair. Oh my gosh. I actually did want to talk about tiny pretty things really quickly before we get going. Do I look ridiculous with this on? Yes, I do. As an adult, or just as any person like that works in the common world right now where it's just like go, go, go. Do you relate to the fact that like you like having a show that is more lighthearted? Isn't so like I don't always, that's why I always rewatch Gilmore Girls. Sometimes I don't want the most serious show. I really want something more lighthearted, still entertaining. That's what I feel like this show is for me. Not all can relate. Not all can relate. I like it. It kind of re-inspired me to go back to ballet after I took like a tiny break. I think my favorite is the blonde guy that kind of looks like the girl from Sabrina that also came out in Mad Men. I wish that the mean girl had more. I like the fact that it's more diverse, but I just wish like there was more depth to her character. I feel like there's a lot of depth to I forgot his name, to the guy with the blonde hair, but not enough for the main character, which is kind of like, I'm only like on episode 5. At first I was like, I'm just gonna watch it, like who cares? I feel like I'm also in the sweet spot. I don't know that much about ballet where I can tell like that everyone sucks, like a doctor watching Grey's Anatomy, but I know enough to like kind of get what they're talking about and get what they're saying. If you guys are thinking about starting ballet, just taking a class, I would suggest like at least take one, just so you know and you got it over with, like trying it. I would actually take several, more than one, because yes, you're gonna suck in the first class, just saying. It's okay, it can be fun if you allow it to be. I don't know, I just thought they were cute. I will see you guys super duper soon. Please like and subscribe. What the fuck is my outro? Support me, like and subscribe like I already said, so that I can become famous and move to LA and marry Red Hoodlum, live happily ever after. I'm just joking because I don't chase a man, but I just thought it was funny to say that because I'm in love with him. Bye.